This is The American on ESPN+, from the campus of Southern Methodist University in Dallas, Texas. We welcome you inside Moody Coliseum, where Baylor and SMU meet for the first time in a decade. My name's Chris Mycoskie, alongside former Baylor and Wisconsin student athlete Shanel Bramschreiber. Shanel, for head coach Sam Erger of SMU, facing the Bears for the first time in this role. She was an assistant in Waco for 8 years.
She was. It's going to be a very personal battle tonight. Usually she's on the same side as head coach Ryan McGuire for the Bears, but they're on opposing sides of the net tonight, so it's going to be really interesting to see how they match up against each other.
Baylor is fresh off a win over nationally ranked Rice. For her part in that, Manuela Binbe earned Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week honors.
She did. She held the number 18 ranked Rice team to a .007 hitting percentage the other night while getting 4 solo blocks and 3 assisted blocks. So she's being very present at the front net.
The Mustangs earned a sweep over future ACC opponent Florida State last weekend. Big part of that was Natalie Purdue.
Natalie Purdue is really holding it down as a 6-row outside, passing well, digging well, but also bringing both power and intelligence to the pin when she's front row.
Starting lineups brought to you by UT Southwestern Medical Center, the official healthcare system of SMU Athletics. Visit utswmed.org. For the Bears, a pair of players who starred on Team USA's Pan American Cup squad in Lauren Briseño and Ali Check among the starters. Also a true freshman, Kendall Stowers, from just up the road at Denton Guyer. Looking at SMU's starting lineup, Celia Cullen stands out, just 3 assists shy of 2,500 for her career. Florida State transfer Emma Clothier expected to do huge things for Sam Erger's ball club this season as well. 6-4 edge in this all-time series for the Bears, but it's the first regular season meeting in 10 years. September of 2013, a 3-set win in Waco. But that doesn't mean these teams aren't very familiar with each other, Shanel. They just met in an exhibition in the spring.
They did, and Coach McGuire is known for coming out stronger in the second time, and Coach Sam is also known for her feistiness and passion. So I think it's going to be a very brother and sister-like battle tonight between the two, and they're going to be very competitive.
Coach Erger always has great conversations with the opposing coach in pregame, but I don't think anybody she could spend more time with than she was on that Baylor bench in pregame. She was over there for a good half hour just chatting it up with McGuire and the rest of the staff.
Their relationship remains strong, and it always will be. You're going to see a lot of Baylor and SMU matchups in the future, so you're going to see them over there chatting about whether they're families or volleyball.
Both of them said they would play each other home and home in perpetuity, but for now, we concentrate on the action at hand in this 2023 matchup where SMU earns the first points. Keys to the game are presented by Sewell, obsessed with service since 1911. And Shanel, for Baylor, it starts with a strong defensive presence on the road.
Yes, at Baylor, they emphasize that defense has to travel. So their serving needs to be tough. They need to be big and strong at the block, and then also digging so that way they can set their middles.
SMU looking to get physical today. Serve tough as well. Service run ends right there for the Ponies, and Elise McGee will step back for Baylor.
Another thing Coach McGuire mentioned would be being able to transition from the tip and still getting big swings, not being able to send an easy ball back after that. So converting is going to be key for them tonight.
Sets it up for Stowers, the freshman all-tournament team in the Big 10, Big 12 Challenge. And back to McGee. Junior from San Antonio, long on service. Evens it up at 2.
Tonight, SMU is really going to focus on serving tough to take away Baylor's heavy hitters. they're known for having a lot of power, so getting them out of system right off the bat is going to help them later down the road. They're also looking to be more physical, but also more creative at the net whenever their power shots aren't working, so finding different ways to score.
Stowers again. A pair of kills early. She's recorded double-digit kills in each game this season for the Bears.
She might be young, but she's definitely experienced, and she's a fast learner, so she is only going up from here.
Lauren Briseño. Ribeiro on service. That'll continue as the attack is long for SMU.
You can see she's going for high hands there because the block is so big. So we might see a few errors of those pins going long just because they're trying to go over the block.
Set up for Lauren Ollinger, transfer from Boise State. And again for Ollinger, this time jousting with Check. And point goes to the Ponies.
Such a smart play by Ollinger, tooling off the outside hand of Ali Check. That's a trained tip right there, and if you have that in your tool bag, you're going to be super successful at a high level.
SMU trims the deficit to 1. Bears 4, Mustangs 3. First set in Dallas. And a Clothier. Ace. The grad transfer from Florida State coming back close to home. She's from Carrollton.
That was a great placed serve, going right over the middle's head and causing confusion between Kendall Stowers trying to transition to hit.
Carlson sets it up for Stowers. Coach Ryan McGuire could not stop gushing about this freshman in our conversation earlier this week.
He couldn't. She has such a goofy presence on the court, always smiling. You can tell that she really values the connection on this team.
Strong arm of Ollinger, but Baylor able to keep it alive. Point Mustangs. We are tied at 5.
That was such a great dig. It's so hard when you get digs like that and it's just scraping the top of the scoreboard, but she took the heat. It was nice and high. Unfortunately, it went to SMU for Baylor.
Here's Casey Badenhorst, sophomore from Katy, Texas. Nice soft touch from Stowers. Doesn't need to hit it with power to score.
Yep, that's that creativeness Coach Sam was talking about, trying to get her pins to mimic, and Kendall as a freshman is already handling that really well, so you might see her as one of our top leaders tonight. Wouldn't be surprised if she was.
She's already got the respect of coaches around the Big 12, named the preseason Freshman of the Year.
What an honor is that?
Big swing from Ollinger. Her third kill early. She has a drive to return to the NCAA tournaments. 3-time All Mountain West Conference performer for Boise State. Left that Bronco program with 1,358 kills, third most in program history.
Yes, you can tell that she's a winner and she has that fire lit beneath her. So she's going to bring that to this SMU team, and I don't think that they are going to miss out on having her be one of their leading offensive players.
Here's Manuela Bibimbe, the junior from Cameroon. Nice, May denied from the back row. Stowers. Sina Uave keeps it alive, but Baylor ultimately scores.
That was a great pancake, but I would have liked to see the middle go up and maybe try to go and swipe off this side of the hands of the middle blocker on Baylor, so that way she's not getting stuffed right down after such a great save.
Alicia Andrew and Elise McGee teaming up at the net. That time tooling it off of Avery Carlson is Natalie Purdue. Tina Uluave will go back to serve. The graduate transfer from Oahu started her collegiate career at Wichita State, the team that she'll see here in the American Athletic Conference. Big hit off hands for Elise McGee.
Coach Erger was talking about how much Uluave has made an impact, even only being at SMU for a few months in her grad year. She comes in and asks how to better herself in every way possible. So she's really lucky to get somebody who hasn't lost that fire and is continuing to strive to be better.
Avery Carlson wide on service. Baylor's lead now just at 1 point. It's 9-8. Nia Chimay brings it into play. The Wyoming transfer. Coach Erger and her staff adding a lot of big pieces from the portals. Light touch from Czech. Purdue unable to bring it down. Big chance for Elise McGee. And the unit slams it home cross court.
It's interesting to see the differences of experience on both sides of the net tonight. You have SMU with 8 transfers, while Baylor has no seniors, and they're lacking that experience, but they have great energy. They connect really well, and each and every one of them is motivated to get better every day. So the leadership aspect is something that they're working on, but clearly it's working well for them as they're still a ranked opponent.
Over the line on the serve for McGee. SMU gifted a point, and Purdue will go back to the service line. You mentioned the lack of a senior. First time that Baylor has had 0 seniors on the team since 2004.
Right, that's something really rare. You don't see that often. It was 2021 where Baylor had 11 seniors and now they have 0. So they're in a little bit of a rebuilding stage, but 3-4 years from now, he's going to have one of the most seasoned teams in the country.
Big swing by Alicia Andrew to give Baylor a 2-point advantage. Matched on the other side by Emma Clothier. She was named the Seminole Invite All-Tournament team, shining here in Dallas as well.
Yes, she was, and rightfully so. You can see the set was super fast. The slide is some of their most efficient sets that they have, especially for Emma Clothier. So you're going to see a lot of slides tonight on those perfect and also not so perfect passes.
Hollinger. Met by Bibinbe and Czech. High hands over the net to get the point for Baylor. And Czech following the block assist. Back to serve. Baylor up 2. Registers the ace. Purdue diving. Can't handle it.
That's the first step to a good defense, is tough serves. And that was very low to the tape. The top of the net is where they're aiming for, and it's able to drop off really quickly. So a tough ball to handle.
Baylor and SMU now with 1 ace apiece. Hollinger able to score as the block travels wide.
You can see her hands were pressed over well, but hitting the edge of that outside hand when it's pressed back to 6 like that just went way too far the opposite way.
Here's Batenhorst. Coach Erger tells us she just loves running the offense, the focus that it requires from the setter position. Has grown a lot here in her time on the hilltop.
A really cool story about Casey and Allie Batenhorst getting to go against each other in Nebraska not too long ago. And Coach Erger was mentioning how well Nebraska is showing support for the sport of volleyball, giving her a big welcome, loud cheer, even though it's the opposing team.
Baylor able to keep it alive, send it over. Free ball for the Mustangs. Quick set to Hannah Whittingstall, the freshman from San Antonio.
Such a smart decision. You can see Bibinbe jumped with the setter, and Carlson was a little late to the block, so she had nobody on the net to go against her, leaving it for almost a guaranteed kill out of the middle.
Shanel started to mention it. Casey's sister, Allie, outside hitter for Nebraska. Her sister, Danny, was an outside hitter for Gonzaga. But Casey drifted into the setter position.
Just a family full of volleyball. How fun is that?
13-13, Mustangs and Bears in set number 1. Wide from Bibinbe. That's a 4-0 SMU run.
They're getting the passes right now. They just have to try to limit their errors, so that way their first ball side out helps them go on their own runs. Coach McGuire loves runs of 7.
Bibinbe able to end that run as Carlson sets her up for success.
Yep, she tried one way and goes the other. There you go, she found a point.
14-14. And Stowers back to serve. Coach McGuire loves her passing. Also wonderful defense. Fast to the ball. Just has all the tools. Again, only a freshman. Lauren Onger on the other side is a grad student. So much experience, and she gets the Mustangs to 15. A 1-point advantage for SMU over Baylor. First meeting between these rivals since 2013.